Welcome to the Insights of Sierra Leone. My name is Janisa Kamara. It's always a pleasure to have you with me, and I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today on this episode of Sierra Leone. Now, as I've always indicated, I get emails stating that, oh, if APC was doing this, you would not talk about it. Oh, because SLPP is doing this, you always have a go at SLPP. As I've always stated, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not here to pick parties, regardless what the situation is. My concern is of Sierra Leone. My interest is in Sierra Leone. So, to me, any criticism that you send to me, I will never look at it in a negative aspect. I'll always look at it as to say, okay, maybe I need to look at things from a different perspective. The whole aspect of this show, ladies and gentlemen, as I've always stated, it's not about what Unisa has to say or how Unisa feels, but in essence to it, it's about the development of Sierra Leone. Now, let's just go back. I was going to come here and talk about the white paper. The white paper came out. Now, it's irrelevant as to how I feel, what I feel. That's irrelevant. Sitting here, I'm a journalist. The objective of me being here is to tell you the facts, not how I feel or what someone else feels or whatever have you. My job is to sit here and tell you what's going on in the country. My job is to sit here and tell you and give you ideas on how we can improve our beloved Sierra Leone. Now, many people are quite aware of the fact that, yes, I'm always having a go at SLPP. It's not the fact that I'm having a go at SLPP, it's the fact that one has to understand SLPP is in a position right now. So everything that I say relating to SLPP is due to the fact that what the country is feeling, the response, the emails that I get that I respond to, the information that I get that I respond to. Ladies and gentlemen, please understand, as a journalist, we're not here to tell you our opinion. Our objective, our job entails of us telling you what the facts are, what is required of us. I can lose my job if I come here and start basically stating my opinions, and which indeed I had done in the past. Now, let's move forward. Let's talk about APC. The white paper just came out, and which indeed I'm going to go in depth, a little bit in depth on. The white paper just came out. Sam Sumana, who was the vice president of Sierra Leone, who took President Koroma to court or whatever have you, due to the fact that he felt as though his security should not be taken away from him. Now, SLPP came in and took his security. He did not make a lot of noise in reference to that. He took it in, and digested it, and that was that. I respect that. But as a man, if you stand for something, stand for what you say and mean what you say. Don't say it because I'm in front of somebody else, I'm afraid. Always be who you are. Sam Sumana, I've sent him a message in which indeed he has yet to respond. Ladies and gentlemen, those of you that watch me know that I send my messages. And I always say, if you ever doubt anything I have to say in reference to the government, in reference to anything that is going on in Sierra Leone, feel free to ask, and I'll be more than happy to provide my email, my WhatsApp, whatever it is I'm doing, it's public. I am never hesitant to present what it is that I'm doing, because I know at the end of the day I'm doing what is right for my country. And I know at the end of the day, if I die today, I will die and meet my maker alone. So there's no need for me to sit here and lie to anyone or pretend to anyone. So that is why I always say anything that I do is an open book. If I say we're doing this financially, we're doing it. And I always have documentation to back it up. There's never a time that I can say I'm doing something and you ask me, show me evidence, and I will hesitate. So I have sent Sam Sumana a couple of emails, which indeed I know he received it, because, ladies and gentlemen, as you all are aware, when you send someone a message and they open that message, you can always tell when someone has read your message. My question to you, Sam Sumana, is why are you so excited that your name is not on the white paper? I want to welcome you on this platform. And if you read your email and you understand your email, what I said to you was and is, I will be more than happy for you to come here and we can have a chat. Those are my words, a chat. I'm not going to sit here today and have a go at you, because I know I've just sent that email to you 2 days ago. So I'm not going to say anything about you, so I will give you the opportunity as a man to respond to me. If you know you have not done anything, why are you so excited going around saying, my name is not on the white paper? I just want the viewers to think about this. I want everyone to understand the basis of your excitement. Why are you so excited that your name is not on the white paper? It puzzles me. It puzzles the viewers. Why is it that when APC said they're going to take your security away, you made it a big deal? But when SLPP took your security away, you were so silent. These are just some of the questions that I want you to come on here and answer. I do get a lot of emails saying I'm always attacking SLPP. And I have stated this so many times. I'm not here to attack anyone. I'm not here to go after anyone. But if I feel as though you're doing something as a government official that you're not supposed to be doing, then that's when you and I, we're going to bump heads. Many of you know who I am. So I'll give you the opportunity to always come on and defend yourself. As of now, I will give you that little leeway for you to come and say, Eunice, this is so. Or respond to me, something that I'll be able to read to the viewers in response to you. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about you right now because I want to give you the opportunity for you to express yourself. One thing I've come to learn, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that life is not a race. You know, growing up, many of us read about the fox and the turtle that got into a race. The fox felt as though he was faster than the turtle. The turtle felt as though he was smarter than the fox. At the end of the day, many of you that have read the story know who won. That is the whole perspective of life. I'm not going to sit here and chase anyone. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm smarter than anyone. But I can definitely sit here and say I can state the facts. Moving on. When President Bayo left Sierra Leone, I was the first person to tell you where the president went. I was the first person. I want to thank my information in within. I was the first person to present to you where he went. Now, being that I was the first person to present to you where our president went without telling us where he was going, I should have been the first person to present to you when he returned. But one thing I told you was he was not in Lebanon. Let's go back. It's sad to say a couple of things. President Bio, before he became president, was with the coup. Many of you know this. Many of you know his history as a killer, whatever have you. Personally, I know Bio. Bio, you know me. And one thing I can say is that I'm a man of my word. If I say something behind you, I can't say it in front of you. If I say it in front of you, I can't say it behind you. By the end of the day, I'm man enough to come to you. And that, you know. My latest information is the fact that you, when you went through Lebanon on your trip for your treatment, you are getting prepared for a war that is going to be taking place in Sierra Leone. I also have the information, which indeed I'll be more than happy to present that Bio went to Lebanon to get weapons that will be arriving on the 28th. On the 28th. President Bio, on his way, even though he was ill, he told Sierra Leoneans that he was going to Lebanon. That was a lie. He made a quick stop into Lebanon and continued for his treatment. Many of you might say he did not go for treatment, but again, I know my intel. I know my resources. I trust the people that I interact with. I trust the information that I get. And many of you that have seen Bio know he went for treatment. He stopped off Lebanon. Weapons will be coming in to Sierra Leone tomorrow on the 28th. I have information from inside of his own organization that has given me this information. He's preparing to defend himself in case people, the citizens of Sierra Leone, decide to retaliate, and he will defend himself. Also, the people of America, let me talk to you. I was raised in America from the age of 9 till 19 Jubilee. We all know where the United Nations is, on 42nd Street. I have family members that work there. Please, let's not get this anywhere wrong. My family that worked there did not reveal this information to me, which indeed is not available to her. This is someone from inside Bio's organization that has given me this information. Bio's intention is to leave Sierra Leone without telling the people where he was going, that he was leaving Sierra Leone. As many of you are aware, there's supposed to be a meeting at the United Nations. Bio intends to be there. The reason why he decided not to tell the citizens of Sierra Leone or citizens all over the world of Sierra Leone is due to the fact that he did not want the protest. He don't want you as Sierra Leoneans to go there and protest. He don't want you to wear the black and go to the United Nations and protest. Many times as a leader, if we know we have nothing to worry about, we have nothing to hide. Everything that I have revealed to you, you will see it reveal itself. Everything that I've said to you, you will see it to show itself down the line. I know many times I sit here and say I'm not criticizing the SLPP. But to me, I don't look at it as criticism. I look at it as a way of strengthening the government, SLPP. As a leader, regardless, you're going to get attacked from different angles. How you handle this situation will prove who you are, what you represent, and what you stand for. Initially, at the beginning of my show, your wife called me to have a go at me because we knew each other. So she called me and she had a go at me. What I would expect from a first lady is to say, Unisa, we want a chance to come on that platform to express ourselves. Not to call me and disrespect me. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Unisa Camara. I'm always accessible to anyone and everyone. I interact with so many different people. But at the end of the day, the most important thing that matters to me is what evidence do you have to stand on what you say. Now, I have a couple of videos that I'm going to show. The first video is going to be about the school. Now, Bio spent a lot of time here in the UK. He knows the importance of education as of every leader. Every presidential candidate should be aware that the younger generation is the future of tomorrow. How can you call yourself a leader and don't acknowledge the younger generation? When you went into presidency, you said you were going to rectify the educational system. Now, initially, I applauded you when you went into presidency. You used to go to government office using the staircase to make sure that that official was there on time. That official was doing what they were supposed to do. You lost that momentum. You definitely lost that momentum. Now, this is it. This is what kills me. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to show a picture of what President Bio said that he stood for. Education in Sierra Leone. I'm going to show this picture or this video, and I'm going to let it play again and again. The students are in a classroom. There's rain coming through the ceiling, coming down, and they're sitting there trying to get their education. And observe the ground where there's water underground. Now, one thing I always want you, ladies and gentlemen, to know is when you send me information that is factual, we will show it. But when you tell me something and you don't have anything to back it up, then there's a problem. I'm not here to show any kind of anger towards anyone. I'm here to see how we can develop our beloved Sierra Leone. Shall we show the video of the classroom where there's water coming down on these children that are trying to get an education? I also want you, ladies and gentlemen, to focus on the children in the classroom, how dedicated they are in learning. Even though the water is coming down, there's water all on the floor, they were so focused in getting an education. Now, as many of you are aware, here in the Western world, you know if you're in a classroom in training, or you're going to get up and move somewhere else. You know if there's a flood on the floor, here, you will get up and say, I'm not going to get my shoes, my trainers, or my sneakers wet. You will move on the side. This is dedication of these youths trying to get an education. As they sat there under the rain, in the cold, with water on the floor, pouring down on them. Shall we show the video, please? Look at the water on the floor. Look at these youths. Look at the rain coming down. Just look at how dedicated these youths are in getting their education. Look at the water. Again, you see any one of them jumping up to move due to the rain coming in? Look at the floor, ladies and gentlemen. Look at them wearing their uniform. Look at them still trying to get an education. And look how packed the classroom is. And they are still trying to get their education. The door, there's no door. There's no door. And as you can see, they are still reading their book, paying money to their teacher, and trying to get an education. A view of the ground, a view of the water. He's trying to take notes, even though there's water pouring in. I am a president. I'm the leader of this nation. I took an oath to say I'm going to make a difference. My whole thing in getting into presidency is making a difference in the educational system. Look at the water, the level of it. And when our President Bill came into presidency, he said his focus was on education. Now, Ben Khalifa, which is the anti-corruption, gentleman, he took so much money, which he gave to the government. The government said they were going to spend from hospitals. That money was never spent. There was an airport that needed to be built, a generator, which they went to McKinney and killed so many youths for. Why was that money not spent into this educational system? Why was it not spent into this educational system? You said your objective was to make a difference in the youths, into the educational system. Why do we have to see that? Why? By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you observe the colors of those youths, they're wearing green and white, which is what? SLPP colors. So if you're there, you should be more concerned about your organization or whatever have you, which indeed to me, I'll let you be the judge. I'm not here to pass judgment. That's not my job. My job do not entails that. My job is to sit here and present the facts. My job is to tell you what is going on in our country. Now, we also have a couple of videos that we're going to show. Sierra Leone has been through so much. From 1962 to 2020. Let's be realistic, ladies and gentlemen. What really has changed? What can you tell me that, this is an improvement we made? Do we have traffic lights? I made this joke before. We have one or two. Oh, I'm sorry. Do we have perfect roads, like with tar and everything that are smooth? Let's ponder on that. Do we have an hospital that is reliable? Let me smile on that as I ponder on it. I can keep going on and on and telling you what it is that is wrong with our country. I get the emails of people that want to be on the show. I refuse. I don't want you to come here to promote yourself. I want people that are sincere. As I've always stated, Sierra Leone is not a cursed country. Sierra Leone is a blessed country. We have every natural resource you can think of. We have minerals and everything. Gold, diamond, you name it, we have it. But why are we suffering? I cannot go and ask a countryman, a farmer, this question, because they will tell you exactly what is wrong with the country. They will tell you what we need to do as a country to rectify this issue. So why is it that you as a leader cannot look at this and say, you know what, this is what we need to do? Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to show you a series of pictures. Something that happened to Sierra Leone. We've been through the mudslide, we've been through the Ebola, we've been through the COVID-19. You understand? But we're still not able to stand on our feet. Why should a whole bridge, a whole building, a whole area just sink in? Something is not right somewhere. We need to rectify this situation. We as leaders need to look into this. The country was mad at the Muslim leaders. I'm not even going to expand on it because I don't want this show to be based on religion. But the country was mad at the Muslim leaders due to the fact that the Quran was disrespected in such a disrespectful manner. I'm here in London and I was highly upset. And no action, because I'm not going to say actions, no action was taken on that note. Sierra Leone is a beautiful country. We should be having tourism all year round. Our airport, if you go to the Gambia, if you go to Nigeria, the airports are beautiful. What is wrong with Sierra Leone? We have more wealth than Nigeria. So why is it that our natural resources are not able to support us? Or why is it that our fellow countrymen that are abroad cannot say, you know what, I feel safe to go and invest into my country? Something is wrong somewhere. The pictures that I'm going to show you are the pictures of when the whole bridge, the whole, like a town, not even a town, a bridge, a street section. Please expand that video, that picture, and just show the series of it. How can such a thing happen? A bridge just collapsed, a street just collapsed, and the government act like it never happened. People are dying. Please, let's just show the pictures, each one. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to sit here and explain to you. I just want you to observe these pictures one at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just disappointing, and it's just heart aching. It is heart aching. We as Leoneans all over the world having to watch our country destroyed. What is our government doing to make a difference? What is our government doing to develop our country? The saddest thing is that every leader that comes into presidency, they give us this whole scenario on how they're going to make a difference, how they're going to do this. But we don't hold them accountable. Now, diasporas, we hold a lot of weight onto our bare hands. We hold so much weight. But what are we doing? We have the power to make a difference. But what are we doing? We always say the white man go come do this. But for centuries, decades, we say we don't want the white people to come into our country and dictate to us. So we fought for our freedom. But we're still depending on the white man. Isn't that funny? So what we're saying is that we cannot depend on us to control ourselves or our country. We're still depending on our masters. Are we still slaves? 1962 was when the first party came into existence. And I spoke about this, which was the SLPP. The first party in Sierra Leone was the SLPP. I need you to do your research. Understand, before you can fight a battle, you have to know the basis of the battle. Then you have to strategize. Because if you don't strategize, you just say you're going to go to war. Oh, you will lose that war. But when you strategize, you have a base, you have an understanding. You have the possibility to have victory. Ladies and gentlemen, Sierra Leone is our nation, is our country, is our home, is our land. We say that we're trying to make a difference. We need to make a difference. But how can we make a difference when we have no control? We need to unify and let these leaders know that we put them into that position, then we can move forward. Sierra Leone is our home, ladies and gentlemen. President Biya will be traveling, and he will not be telling anyone when he intends to travel. And I've mentioned this in the beginning of the show. He don't want the aspect of anyone going to stand against them in protest in front of the United Nations. Our job, ladies and gentlemen, is not to keep protesting. There are so many ways to win a victory without going through the protest, without people getting killed, without people getting injured. We need to know who we are, what we stand for. If any president, I think we should have learned from 1962 to 2020 that we should not just listen to what your mouth is saying, but we need to watch your actions. We all have a history, and there's so many ways to find out that person's history, what they stand for, what they're about. Now, because I used to be a monkey, I changed my back and I have feathers now. I tell you, I'm a chicken. Are you going to believe me because I told you I'm a chicken? I used to be a monkey. Now I have feathers I planted on my back. Because why? I need to get into the hen's house so I can eat all the eggs, kill all the chickens. Now, you know monkeys don't do that, but it's a hypothetical statement, ladies and gentlemen. Now, are you just going to stand here knowing that I'm a monkey with feathers on my back? My objective, my goal is just to get into that house, into that barn, and do what I want to do. If you don't take the chance to know a person for who they are, what they stand for, what they represent, what they're bringing, you will always lose the battle. My objective, as I've always stated so many times, is not what it is that you have to say or how you say it. Because one thing as a lawyer, my brothers are lawyers, I spend time going to court to watch them. One thing a lawyer does is that when they have you on the stand, they will ask you the same question in 3 different ways. One question, 3 different ways. And if you are truthful, you will answer that question the same way you've been answering it. But if you're not truthful, depending on the way they present the question to you, you will trip on yourself. Our leaders, sad to say, I think, again, I'm not here to voice my opinion. It feels as though they're here to gain what they can gain for themselves, friends, and family. And at the end of the day, leave the country for how it is, how it was, and their expectation of how it should be. And that is a shame. You know, as the show is coming to an end, ladies and gentlemen, I can sit here and I can continue to give you the notion of a country. I can sit here and tell you the expectations of a country. I can sit here and tell you the expectations of the children of that country or the diasporas of that country. And I've said this before. It's not for you to go to Spain, Romania, Italy, and when they ask you where you from? I am Sierra Leonean. I'm a Sierra Leonean. I was born and raised in Sierra Leone. But you see your fellow citizens dying, and there's so much you can do to make a difference. But instead, you blame the government. I cannot do this because the government that. Who do you think is to be blamed? The essence of it is that we're all going to face our obstacles, but it's how you handle your obstacles. If you're determined to make a change, you have to stay on the path. Ladies and gentlemen, as the show is coming to an end, I want to sincerely thank each and every one of you for watching. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want us to go back to the norm. Sierra Leone has been through so much. The election is coming up. The election is definitely coming up. I don't want you to vote, and I've said this before on a prior show, because, me daddy na SLPP, so me they go vote SLPP. Me mama na APC, me they go vote APC. Do you think that is right? Do you think that is the right thing to do? Why don't we be realistic? Make we sabi the people then where they can't stand for presidency. Make we do that. Make we know what them people here to get for offer. What is it that they have to offer to the country, to the nation, to the youths? What is it that they're bringing to the table? It's not just a matter of saying, I'm going to come make a difference. We have heard that so many times. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Let's reverse it. We're not going to say it takes a king or president to raise a village, are we? But we can say it takes an input to put pressure onto the president. An input. Make your statement. Let it be heard. Social media is out there. But do not make false accusations. If you make false accusations, you're opening yourself, as we say here in London, for a lawsuit. If you make a false accusation, there are so many liabilities that you're digging yourself into. But all I can say is, I thank you all for watching. The change is upon us. We need to make a change. We need to own up to our change. We need to stand by what we are all about. I bid you a good day.